Hi y'all, so this video is me reviewing a book in 60 seconds. So I chose 10 different books and I'm going to spend 60 seconds reviewing each of them, and I have a timer on my phone, so that is how I'm going to keep track. So let's get started with the first book. Okay, so the first book is The Chosen by Chaim Potok. This is about Reuben and Danny. They are both Jewish. Danny grew up in a Hasidic community. Reuben didn't. They met at a baseball game. I think they were in high school. They go to different schools. And Danny hit Reuben in the eye with the baseball, so Reuben had to get a little bit of surgery because there was, I think, something from his glasses might have gotten in it. I can't remember exactly. And then you see their friendship develop over years, like throughout college, and you see Danny's relationship with his father, which is very complicated, and then you see Reuben's relationship with his father, which is really cute, and it takes place during World War II and then after World War II, so it's really interesting to see, really interesting time period, because especially all the stuff that happened. And that was a minute. Okay, next book. So, Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller. This book is about Cal and Elena. Elena is part of the Reese family. Cal works for them. He's also a doctor. They get married. Basically, it's kind of a marriage of convenience, also kind of arranged. It's his idea. She was arranged to marry someone else, but then something happens to him, and Cal also has this reason to wanting to marry her. So they end up moving to this. They get married. They move to an island. Their love story is really complicated. There's just people after her, but they're also after him. And then you see eventually she takes down her whole family's empire at the end. She and Cal fall in love. They are really cute. What else happens? Yeah, they're being stalked, but then you find out that the stalking wasn't even a big deal. Oh, her mom is terrible in this book, so there is that. I got 1 second left, so that. Okay, let's get the next book going. Real Regrets by C.W. Farnsworth. This is about Oliver and what is her name? Hannah. So Hannah kind of had a thing with Oliver's younger brother at some point, but the brother's married. So Oliver and Hannah accidentally meet in Vegas, get married. They don't know they get married till they wake up, and then, oops, married. But she had to leave, he had to leave, and so they're trying to, like, kind of get a divorce, but then they're like, actually, let's not get a divorce, and then they fell in love. His father wanted him to marry some other girl, so that's why he's trying to, like, get the divorce, but I don't know why they stayed married, and then they didn't for that little bit, and then I don't really remember. They were adorbs, though, so there was that. So, yeah. It's also part of a duology. So, you never read his book. Okay. Next one. Vipers and Virtuous, Sav R. Miller. This is about Riley and Aiden. Riley is one of the people that's stalking Cal in the other book. Riley kind of had to, I think, fake her death. Oops. Aiden is in a band, but like some things spread online accidentally because of her, because they think he did something to her. He didn't. So she disappears to a small little town. Finds her there, kind of like, I don't know, like follows her around a little bit. They have a love story. They find out what really happened, and then eventually he quits his music career to be with her, and she just stops being in hiding because I think the people after her weren't after her anymore. But she's also besties with Cal a little bit, because you see him a lot in this book and he shows up, and I'm like, they're like besties, they're adorbs. So I do love her and Aiden. I remember really liking this one, and I would definitely recommend it. Next book, Wildcard, Elsie Silver. It's about Sebastian and Gwen. Gwen dated Sebastian's son for like a brief period. Also, she did meet Sebastian first. Sebastian also didn't know he had a son. He lives in a small town. He's a firefighter. But I think he's a fire pilot. Okay, different, but similar enough. She is a yoga instructor. She's like really young compared to him. She, I believe, starts living with him. I can't remember exactly why, but there's that, and so their love story begins there. I think his son gets really mad when he finds out they're together, but like, dude, you were horrible to Gwen, and Gwen met Sebastian first. So, they met at an airport. I remember that. So, that's like all I remember, honestly. I don't even know if we ever met Gwen's parents in this book. I remember. Would recommend. Okay, next book. The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy. It's about Gigi Graham and Ryder. Gigi is obviously Garrett and Hannah's daughter. Like, Gigi so gives it away. Pretty sure I actually does see him for Girl Graham. So, there's that. She's on the hockey team at Briar U. Ryder ends up going to that hockey team because the college he was going to closed, and so they just moved everyone there to Briar U. So he's there. He's like really good. He starts helping her out with different things like behind the net to help her get on the Olympics team. Spoilers, she does. This is all spoilers, honestly. They get married one time. It's revealed, but we don't actually see their wedding. Really annoyed about that. But they do get married. You get a lot of Garrett and Hannah in this book, which I do very much love. You also see Gigi's friends, and yeah, that's all I really remember. So there's that. The Reynolds pamphlet by Alexander Hamilton. 32 pages of nonsense. Of him just being like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. But I didn't do anything against the government. He just, broke his marriage vows. And there's quotes from here that I have highlighted. I was going to read this again and highlight more. Never actually happened. Things he wrote in here were sung in the musical. So, yeah. He didn't even have to write this. I just ran to being a little mad at him. He didn't have to write this, okay? Like, no one really fully thought he did anything wrong, and he could have explained it away without publishing it to the whole world. Whole world. So, Hamilton just makes me real mad. But I would recommend to read this, though, still. You can probably get it on Kindle. So, there's that. Okay. Twisted Love by Anna Wong. This is about Alex and Ava. Alex is besties with Ava's brother. Alex is told to watch over Ava, I believe, while her brother is out of the country. Ava is in college. She's really nice. Like, she's so nice. Alex is not nice. It's not nice. He has a singing thing. People find that cringy. I didn't actually find it cringy. Showed his vulnerability. He messes up. She leaves. Goes to another country. That's why he does the whole singing thing. She can't really remember her past. Oops, spoiler. Her dad was horrible. Alex's was nice. Horrible uncle, though. So, yeah, his uncle tries some things. Makes me very mad. But their relationship is really cute, and he is really sweet to her. I do almost prefer this couple in any other book but their own. But I still think it was good. Definitely worth a read. There we go. Okay. 2 more books left. Then we're done. Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This is about Bee and Levi. Bee makes me so mad in this book. Basically, she thinks this guy hates her the entire time. He's actually just been in love with her the whole time. And it was so lamely obvious. I didn't even have to read his thoughts. I don't even think we read his thoughts, really, in this book. Because I think it was literally all in her pove. And I could tell he was in love with her. Like, it was so obvious. She annoyed me. They're NASA scientists. They're cute. Well, actually, she doesn't work for NASA, but she's doing a project with NASA. So, there is that, but he does. This one guy actually turns out to be horrible that she thought was really nice. So, there is that. So, I think she just has terrible social skills. Still kind of would recommend, though. So. Last book. The Score by Elle Kennedy. This is about Allie and Dean. Allie and Dean are amazing. Dean, basically a hockey player. Allie, best friends with Hannah. She is wanting to be an actor. Dean ends up coaching this children's hockey team, this little girls team. That's why he ends up becoming a hockey coach for like teenage girl. No, I think he does it for kids, not just girls. Whatever. But he ends up coaching like a girls hockey team later after he graduates college. This is during their senior year of college. Allie goes through a terrible breakup with a guy. Kind of ends up with Dean. Dean messes up. She gets back with Dean later on because he makes it up to her. Yeah, this is the new cover, FYI. I also have the old cover, which is the one I actually read it on, but this cover is just kind of better for YouTube, so. Dean, we find out he was in a relationship in the past, ended terribly. Okay, that's all my time. So, that is it for Review a Book in 60 Seconds, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!